has pledged a retaliation after 3 Americans were killed in Syria attack that the US has blamed on ISIS. President Donald Trump has said, and I quote, "We will retaliate after 2 US service members and 1 American civilian were killed in an attack in Syria that the United States blame on the Islamic State group." He said, and I quote, "This was ISIS attack against US and Syria in a very dangerous part of Syria. This is not fully controlled by them." This is what he posted on social media. The American president also told the reporters at the White House that Syrian president was devastated by what really happened there and stressed that Syria was fighting alongside US troops. US Central Command, in fact, has also said that 3 service members were wounded in an ambush on Saturday by a lone ISIS member in the central Syria. Trump said that 3 seem to be doing pretty well right now. The US military said that the gunman was killed. The attack on US troops in Syria was the first in the ones since the fall of President Bashar Assad 1 year ago. And we're learning that the shooting took place near the historic area there, according to the state-run media channels there. They said that 2 members of Syria's security force and several US service members had been wounded. The casualties were taken by those who received injuries were taken by the helicopter to the nearby hospital there. But Donald Trump there saying that he will retaliate as far as the ISIS attack on US troops is also concerned, and that the Syrian president was also devastated. Let's once again take you through what has happened so far as Syria is concerned. President Donald Trump has said that US will retaliate after 2 US service members and 1 American civilian were killed in an attack in Syria. Let me go across to my colleague Rishabh, who's been tracking all the details. Rishabh, take us through what really happened there in Syria. We're learning that 2 US service members and 1 American civilian were killed in Syria. Now, US president has said that he will retaliate.
Well, Akansha, what we are given to understand as of now that 2 US service members and 1 American civilian were killed and 3 other US troops were injured, and it happened because of an ambush by the Islamic State gunman in the central Syria, and this happened on Saturday late evening. The US Central Command has now confirmed the incident, and in a social media post, the CENTCOM, an American military arm that looks after the operations in the Middle East, have said that Americans were targeted during a visit by US forces near the historic town of Palmyra. And I'm quoting their statement here that 2 US service members and 1 US civilian were killed and 3 service members were injured as a result of an ambush by a lone ISIS gunman in Syria. Now here, this is the change that we are seeing. The ISIS have now become gunmen in Syria, who till last year were the terrorists. So this is something that showcases that not everything is well in Syria. Things are yet to be assessed at large.
Absolutely. And US President Donald Trump has said, and I quote, "There will be a very serious retaliation," is what he has said. And this after 2, in fact, US troops and 1 civilian, American civilian, we're learning they've lost their life here. He said, and I quote, that this took place in a very dangerous part of Syria, and this is not fully controlled by them. The president of Syria is extremely angry and disturbed by the attack. And most importantly, he said that there will be a serious retaliation by the United States. All right, let me take you through what Donald Trump has posted on social media as far as the attack on US troops in Syria is concerned. He has said, and I quote, "We mourn the loss of 3 great Americans in Syria, 2 soldiers and 1 civilian interpreter. Likewise, we pray for the 3 injured soldiers who has just been confirmed are doing well. This was an ISIS attack against the US and Syria in a very dangerous part of Syria, and that is not fully controlled by them. The president of Syria is extremely angry and disturbed by the attack. There will be a very serious retaliation. Thank you for your attention to this matter." So this is the main point. This is the focus. He has said that US will retaliate as far as the attack on 2 soldiers and 1 civilian there in Syria is concerned. And with this, a short break.